Hello, it's Madam Pandela, and I'm just going to talk about the comic making process. I thought it would be very important for me to talk about this for you guys and for me because I'm still trying to come up with the best method for myself. So, making a comic has four essential parts to it. It's sketching, inking, coloring, and editing. Sketching is when you plan out the whole layout of what you want it, where you want your episode to be. And so you're planning out the panels, you're planning out the action or the drama or the romantic poses of the characters, you're planning out the backgrounds, the lettering. You're doing all of this. And then next you go to inking, where you're inking on top of your sketch. And then you go to coloring, where you're filling in the flats, you're adding shading, and you're adding highlights. And then the next part would be editing, when you're filling in anything you missed, and you're adjusting the colors or anything along those lines, anything that you do for your comic. So, where it goes wrong. When it goes wrong, when you don't have a process, you end up having time issues. You end up having messiness or inconsistencies in your episodes. So, when you don't account for time, you prolong the episode wait time. This is bad when you're wanting to have followers. Your followers, people in general, tend to want things now, or they want consistency to know that the artist is going to continue with the story or continue with the comic. So when your process is failing you, when you're taking too much time, or you get upset because you are taking too much time, or your inking is not going the way you want it, or your coloring is not going the way you want it, then your episodes are going to decline. The amount of episodes that you're going to have is going to decline. And so another point is you get frustrated, or sadly you get burnout. When you get frustrated because it's taking too long, or you can't get something right in time for the next upload, then you're going to lead to crashing and burning. And we don't want that, because we want to create. And if we don't create, then it will lead to depression. Then you'll take longer to make your next episode, and that just leads to failure constantly. So the solution to this is that you need to make a calendar. And how you make a calendar, I find that you can find some tutorials online that will show you. Some comic professionals would tell you what days or what weeks do you need to have for a specific process. Like the sketching will take a week, and the next week would be the inking, and the next would be the coloring. But I find that doesn't really help. For me, anyway, I found it amazing to just one day just like sit down and record my process. So like the sketching was taking it was quick. Like all my ideas were just flowing out. So I would take 2 hours or something. So I would have 2 days dedicated to sketching, just in case one time, the first time I sketch, I would just sketch out my ideas just really roughly. Then the next day I go over it and I'm like, oh no, that idea sucks. So stuff like that. And then I would go on and on and on. So I make my whole calendar dedicated to my speed. And I find that super amazing, and I think everybody should do that. And so you should give yourself a break. Make sure you include breaks in that new calendar so that you won't lead to crashing and burning, and that you have time to do other stuff other than like because like using your creative juices, it just takes a lot out of you, and you don't want that. So that is my solution to this whole thing. Just the comic making process is very hard, and you want to make this as easy for yourself as possible. And with sketching, you would want to plan out everything so you don't like make it hard on yourself when you carry on to the inking process. And when you ink, you do not want to like leave open lines unless that's your style, because when you color, then you're gonna have problem coloring and filling in things without it bleeding to the entire canvas. And then you're gonna have to like go in and find the little open space. You'll want to already have that taken care of in the inking stages. So I really hope this helps you guys. This is what I have found out so far. Anyway, thank you.